Carl, obviously only the one out with Nesteri out. Does that mean is Bernardo the obvious change to come in?
Yeah, look, in pre-season we used Luca a lot in that position as well. So it'll be between Luca and Bernardo. Bernardo's done exceptionally well so far this season as well. So we've got plenty of options there to replace Nesta.
And how do you cope with? It's obviously not going to be quite this level of heat tomorrow, but with the likes of tonic cliff coming in, how do you cope with these sort of conditions? Is this going to be a bit of a learning curve for them getting used to this sort of thing?
No, not at all. It's as you say, today's a warm one, but match day is going to be quite nice weather, and it's in the evening, so perfect conditions for the game. And the players are really looking forward to playing home again. And it's a big game, and hopefully we can get lots of supporters to get behind us.
Obviously, Sydney FC this week, a lot of characters stepping down, Tele coming in. I think everyone, when that sort of thing happens, is wary of the new manager mounts. How pumped up do you think they'll be?
Yeah, look, they're a very good side, and they haven't started the league that well, but they had a very good pre-season, so it won't take much for them to get back on the winning way. So it's important for us that we stick to our processes and perform to our best.
Adelaide and Sydney, obviously we call Melbourne the original rivalry now, but as you remember, the first year that was sort of the rivalry. What do you think? What do you remember about those games?
Yeah, they were big games. As you say, we were 1 and 2 throughout the first year, but that was a long time ago now. We're focusing on what we can do now, and hopefully, as I said, we can get big support here tomorrow night and get behind the boys, because the boys are playing exceptionally well at the moment, and we're looking forward to getting another 3 points tomorrow.
Just on Nesta, obviously had a few more days for the dust to settle now. How's Stevie coping this week with everything that's gone on?
Yeah, look, Nesta's fine. He's focused on what he needs to do. He's still learning the game, and there's a lot for him to learn, not just what happens on the pitch, what happens off the pitch as well. So we're still working with him. In a way, it could be a blessing for him to have that little bit of a rest anyway. He was getting close to having a rest, so it's just it's been more forced than us giving him a rest.
Has the club reached out to the league at all for any sort of explanation or clarification into both the red card itself and also how he can be better protected?
Yeah, look, we've had ongoing discussions like all clubs have with the league. It's about making sure everyone is on the same page. Yes, we're disappointed, but when you look back, over the course of the things, the referee tried his best and handled the situation mostly quite well.
Are you happy with the results of those discussions? What's actually come out of it? Have they said that was the wrong decision in the moment?
Yeah, look, they're private discussions that I've had with the head of referees, and that's why it will stay.
And for Nesta, you mentioned that the rest will help him. How sort of burnt out has he been over the course of the first few weeks finding stuff?
Yeah, look, it's to play the first 3 games and play big minutes in those first 3 games. It's taken a physical toll on him as well, but also a mental toll. It takes a lot for him to get himself up and prepare mentally for games as well. So this rest will be good for him.
I wanted to ask about Panache, who came off last week. Obviously, you've been so dominant on the wing, playing at youth level. Where do you think his career will end up? Do you think eventually he'll get back to being a winger, or do you see him finding a home at right back?
Yeah, look, we're working with Panache to give him the opportunity to play as a right back, especially the modern right fullbacks these days. Panache fills a lot of those boxes, and he just needs to work on his defensive side at the moment. We're working with Panache, and at the moment that's where we see his best future for him in football is. Yeah, most definitely. Any side, especially a big club like Sydney, they're very proud of the players would be as well, and disappointed with their start. So, it won't take much for them to get back on the winning ways with the quality of players that they've got there.
Of course, Joe Gauchi called up to the Socceroos, or recalled up to the Socceroos. How proud are you of him?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, Joe's been working exceptionally hard, over the last couple of years, and I think everyone has seen his qualities in the first 3 games, and that's what we've always said. And it's I suppose a reward for Joe's work that he's been putting into his own game and the performances that he's had so far at the start of the season.
You're a little surprised not to see Nestor again?
Oh, it's still a long way to go for Nestor. Nestor's 17. He doesn't need all that hype around him. There's enough hype around him as it is. And Arnie, I've had many conversations with Graham Arnold, and we're just doing what's best for Nestor at the moment.
And just wanted to ask about Johnny Yull. I think it said a lot about how much you trust him, that he stayed on for so long in a game like the victory game, especially when you were under the pump. How impressed have you been with his start this season?
Yeah, very impressive. I've got big things for Johnny Yull. I think he's one of our best players, and we're working with Johnny to get him to that level. And that exposure last week and the experience that he gained from last week will make him a better player.
It had been certainly a fan push for him to get more minutes last season, but obviously injuries and stuff got away. Do you think in the way it's worked out, it's actually not been the worst thing for him to wait? Because now it seems that rather than being let in, he's come in and he's already, like you say, one of the most important players.
Yeah, look, Johnny's been with our A-League team now for 2 or 3 seasons, and we've been working with him over that time to get his body right. He's had a lot of issues with stress fractures, so we've had to be very careful with the loads that we've put on him. But he's had a fantastic pre-season, and he's a lot stronger now, so he can cope with the demands of being a professional footballer.
Legends game will be the curtain raiser tomorrow. Are there any former teammates who you're particularly looking to see how they go?
I'd be intrigued to see how they all go, because a lot of them are getting a year older every time this match goes on, and every time we watch them they seem to perform quite well, so it'd be interesting to see how they go again tomorrow.
Are you happy you have a reason to say that I can't run around?
Yeah, I've got many excuses why I can't run around. I can't actually run anymore with my knee, so the doctor's given me a card to say that no exercise whatsoever.